How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, and well, it's that time of month again when there's been a serious shooting. Now, I'm not going to go into all the big messy details about how this could have happened, how this shooter in Jacksonville shot up an entire tournament because he may or may not have been butthurt about losing the match, or maybe he was crazy. But speaking of crazy, let's just get this out of the way. Look, you can be on the left and blame the guns and blame the government and blame this and that and other things. You can be on the right and blame the downfall of Western civilization. And the fact remains is this. The guy was obviously nuts and there's something wrong with his head. And this is ultimately what caused him to go out and shoot a load of people for whatever reason. Now, he travelled with that gun. There's no denying that. He travelled with that gun. He probably was already going to shoot people anyway. Would he have shot people if he'd won the tournament or that particular match? Most likely, I think so, because the guy was completely nuts. He had no empathy for anybody there. He had no desire to make friends. We've seen this from people, witnesses, who said that this guy was a bit of a loner, a bit of an outsider, while everybody else was chatting and making friends and trash talking each other the way gamers do in esports. This guy just was silent, a businessman, as a commentator said. And I mean, just look at him. He's a fucking nutcase. We can debate what the cause is. I can tell you my opinion, it is mental health. I mean, how else? How else could it not be? It's not the guns. Guns do not have psychic powers that make you want to kill. It's all in here. But there's a thing that I think we really need to maybe address, and that is, why do we continue to give these people attention? I know that this video in itself is probably giving him the attention he probably wanted from this, because this is what a lot of shooters do. They don't just do this to let off some anger, some steam, and then get arrested. No, they do this for attention. They're crying out for shit like that. They want people to notice them. And that's why I'm not even referring to his name, because these shooters do not deserve the attention, because the media will drum up a big frenzy and make article after article and news item after news item talking about him and glorifying him in a way. And that's exactly what he wants. That's exactly what a lot of them have wanted. They want that attention. They want to go down in history as doing something famous or infamous. So why don't we first stop reporting their names and then leave it at that? I know a lot of people have said this, that if we completely tone down the reporting of these events, this could perhaps maybe, hopefully, make some people who are thinking about going out there to do some big deed that will make them go down in the history books as a notorious shooter think again, because then they'll realise, well, I can't do this because then I'm not going to become famous, or I will not get the attention I need. And maybe then we can start perhaps getting these people help. Maybe getting them on the right course of drugs or psychiatric help and things like that. And the thing is, I can't help but think that we'll go down the usual merry-go-round of the right blaming this, the left blaming that. And we'll all know that the news and we know other people will not be talking about the fact that in Chicago and other places there are gun crimes happening constantly. I think it was 66 in the month or a year in Chicago alone. Chicago is one of the most violent areas in the world, not just in America. Nobody's going to be talking about the dangerous effects of mental health. Nobody's going to be talking about the effects that the media might be making on people, or maybe other things like that. No. We'll just be talking about the guns, and we'll be talking possibly about the games and the culture of gaming, because of course we know all these people are going to be coming out and trying to give their 2 cents and their hot takes on this. I mean, Movie Bob, look what he said. It's a game about football. That should tell you what the problem is. Guns, gun culture, and likely toxic masculinity. Hijacking this moment to complain about unrelated video games makes you a terrible person. Go rethink your life choices. It's so ironic because he literally is complaining about the game itself. It is a game about American football, or hand egg, because it's not actually football. This guy is doing the exact same thing. He's criticising those other people for complaining about unrelated video games. How exactly does a game about football mean that this is telling us that the problem are the guns, gun culture, and toxic masculinity? Maybe the gun culture does have some issues, because if you look at Canada and you look at other countries around the world where they have pretty lax gun laws, they don't have anywhere near as much problems as America does. Maybe he's right on that. Maybe there is something that needs to change in the culture. Maybe something there. I don't know what it is because, again, I'm not an expert on that. But it's pretty clear when I take a cursory look, things aren't exactly rosy with American gun culture. It's certainly not as bad as people make out to be, but obviously there is some flaws there that need addressing. But the guns, he used a handgun. He used a handgun, and if he wasn't such a shit shot, he would have killed many other people. Kind of like the YouTube shooter, only he actually killed somebody. Him being a man, of course, even being a 24-year-old male. You know, men, we're just inherently violent after all. It's not like women don't shoot people or cause wars or things like that. No, it's just a male thing. But what else can I say? I think I've said this a lot over the past couple of years. It's going to fall on deaf ears. I don't think anybody anytime soon is going to learn their mistakes and learn that possibly things need to be talked about that they're not talking about. I don't know. I don't think anything's going to change yet. It's going to take a big shooting. Well, there was a big shooting and it still didn't change anything. I don't know. Something's got to change soon because they're having the same arguments over and over again. It's circular at this point. But anyway, that's all I've got to say on the matter. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.